e-quip is a Commonwealth program designed to develop youth leaders through internship and employment opportunities. One of its objectives is to empower them to positively contribute to their communities through sport. This program targets the youth of the Commonwealth and has been running since September 2014 in Europe and Africa. In 2020, it was expanded to Asia, with Caribbean and Americas having joined in 2021. Namibia's Jacobina Uushona was one of the lucky people to be selected for this year's intake and was part of Team Namibia's delegation to the 2022 Birmingham Games.
When I applied for the position to be one potential participant, my aim was to basically take what I learned at my CGA currently and put it into practice at the games. So that's what I was. I was behind the scenes, learning a few ins and outs of how games are run if one day I per se want to be a part of a games running committee. You think you know people till you meet a new group of people. I mean, definitely the cultural differences, some language barriers here and there because we had players and athletes from different places. And I think mine was especially different because I was working with youth, so mainly with individuals younger than myself, definitely being a chaperone, having to be responsible for someone in another country and having to hold it together for their sake. I feel like definitely a sense of people skills and really being able to adapt to a new environment.
Uushona is a public relations officer at the Basketball Art School, while at the same time also doing media studies at NUST. The outspoken 23-year-old says the experience he gained at the Commonwealth Games will be transferred to other youth in the country.
It was amazing to see how such a huge event gets pulled together. I feel like many a times we underappreciate the people who do the behind the scenes work and we don't see how many hours and how much paperwork is really put into that. So I feel like just the commitment to be able to work an extra hour or two to make sure something works, which is something I saw at the games. Like, we had volunteers of different ages, some even pensioners. I feel like if anything, it's just the spirit of volunteerism. Like, I had people decades older than me, but they were the ones helping. They're the ones helping to pick up stuff. They're the ones helping guide people. They're the ones helping people get from place to place. So if it's anything, it's really just to encourage the spirit of volunteerism amongst people, that you don't have to be a certain age to be a helper, regardless of how young, how old. You're never too much of anything to be a helper. I do volunteer at the Basketball Art School, so it was one thing to see how they run their youth programs, for instance, how they're very digital, how they're very modernized and all of that. So that's definitely something I personally plan on implementing at the after school program. And in my CGA, basically just to continue implementing like I have. I've already learned so much locally, so now that I get to merge it with the different skills that I learned there, it's basically just to grow up and hopefully build my way up within this world of sports for the sake of definitely the youth and the kids, to just grow something for them.
The e-quip Commonwealth program has so far supported over 90 placements globally.